Welcome to History Unfolded, where the past breathes and forgotten stories rise again. Imagine a war that lasted for more than 2 centuries, not fought merely for land or riches, but for the soul of a city, Jerusalem. These were not just 1 or 2 battles. They were a series of brutal, relentless conflicts known as the Crusades. They swept across Europe and the Middle East, shaping history in ways that still echo today. The story begins in 1095, when Pope Urban II stood before a large crowd at the Council of Clermont in France. With passion and urgency, he called upon Christian knights, nobles, and common people to take up arms and reclaim the Holy Land, the land where Jesus had lived, preached and died from Muslim control. His cry was clear and powerful: Deus vult! God wills it. This call sparked a wave of religious fervour throughout Europe. Thousands of men and women, from knights to peasants, set off on a journey into the unknown. Many believed that fighting in the Crusades would guarantee them forgiveness for their sins and a place in heaven. Others saw it as an opportunity for wealth, land, or adventure. But what awaited them was far more brutal than they could have imagined. The First Crusade, launched in 1096, was marked by fierce battles and unimaginable hardship. The Crusaders marched thousands of miles across difficult terrain, facing starvation, disease, and constant attacks. When they finally reached Jerusalem in 1099, they laid siege to the city. The fighting was fierce and bloody. When the Crusaders took control, many of the city's inhabitants were killed, and Jerusalem became a Christian kingdom for the first time in centuries. However, this victory did not bring lasting peace. Over the following decades, control over Jerusalem and the surrounding lands shifted repeatedly. Muslim leaders rose to challenge the Crusaders, most notably Saladin, a brilliant and respected military commander. In 1187, Saladin's forces recaptured Jerusalem, a blow that stunned Europe and prompted a new wave of crusading zeal. The Third Crusade followed, led by some of Europe's most famous kings, including England's Richard, the Lionheart, France's Philip II, and the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick Barbarossa. Despite legendary battles and Richard's fierce determination, the Crusaders failed to retake Jerusalem. A treaty was eventually signed, allowing Christian pilgrims access to the city, but leaving it under Muslim control. The Crusades continued on and off for nearly 200 years, with more military campaigns launched by European powers. Yet, the wars never produced a clear or lasting victory for either side. Instead, they left behind a legacy of bitterness, mistrust, and cultural divisions that in many ways persist to this day. But the Crusades were not only about war and destruction. They also had a profound impact on both Europe and the Middle East. Trade routes between East and West expanded dramatically.